making some grunting noises over there. Oh, it's such a lovely morning. Really beautiful. I know this is a really British thing to say, but do you not feel like it feels a little bit autumny in the mornings at the moment? I mean, we're still in July. We were probably in summer, but because it's quite kind of fresh in the mornings, I don't know, it just feels very autumny to me. I'm not wishing autumn to come too quickly. Just putting it out there. Those two are out for a while. It's quite nice at the moment. This pen they're in doesn't have too much grass in it, so I can actually leave them out there for quite a long time, which is good. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying not feeling the need to kind of rush back and get them in. And Sienna seems to be doing much better down there. We've not had any grasslands coming up. She doesn't seem to be getting so bloated, so they can stay out longer, which is brilliant because Corporal needs the grass, so it works well. Still, it absolutely blows my mind that we still have so much grass. I don't think I've ever seen a field like this, ever. It's amazing. I mean, my poor dad has to keep coming over and cutting it, but he likes having a trundle round. Anyway, I'm puffing and walking back up the hill, and I never seem to get any fitter in life. Even though I walk up and down this hill day in, day out, I'm still puffing. I don't understand. Anyway, got the dentist today. Anyone else really hate the dentist? I hate teeth, full stop. I hate, when the horses have the dentist, I can't bear it. When I've got to have a filling. I've eaten too many sweeties. Welcome to one of my favourite rides. I call it going around the houses. Only because it's a very sweet close up here. I like looking at everyone's gardens because I'm really nosy. How bad is that? And the only thing is, Coco quite often likes to embarrass me by going to the loo up here. So I'm hoping one of these kind of very keen gardeners in one of these houses maybe likes the milieu. But he always does it. So embarrassing. But yeah, love having a little look. Some lovely gardens up here. Hi guys, I'm out on Coco. We do have a Morris. We're getting attacked by flies. There's a lot of midgies in this wood today. Not horse flies, just little midgies, little biting midgies. They're quite annoying. I was having a good old daydream while I'm walking through the woods here. The one part of my job that I absolutely love is I have time to daydream. And kind of going on from my last vlog and talking about whether I want to still be freelancing in the next sort of 5 to 10 years and what else could I do and all that kind of thing. There's like a bug somewhere. I was just thinking, if I could reset and go back 10 years, 15 years, or I could reinvent myself, what would I do? What would I like to do? And I'm asking you guys the same question. Is there anything you would like to have changed that maybe in the past you think, I should have taken that opportunity, or I should have bought that horse, or I should have done that job, or been brave? And, are there any things in your past that you think should have done that? There's definitely a horse in my past that I should have brought. I got put off I think he was 3 or 4, and it was a Danish horse as well. He was gorgeous. Probably nearly 10 years ago now, and he was perfect. And he was being lunged in a field of very long grass in the middle of summer, and he looked a little head shaky, and it just put me off. But I don't think he was, and I've since seen that he's gone on to do quite well. And he wasn't very expensive, and when you're like, damn it, I should have taken that one. I should have brought him, but never mind. I do always believe things happen for a reason. But I've always said, even from a teenager, that I always like to produce ponies. I produce ponies to sell. They're a little bit smaller, you're a bit closer to the ground if you're going to fall off. I think generally speaking, ponies... Morris has got a thing about going on the wrong side today. Come back. Could you come back to the correct side? You're not actually helping here, Coco. You're not giving him huge amounts of space. Anyway, always thought I'd quite like to produce ponies. They're a little bit cheaper to buy. They can sell for good prices. I actually did buy myself a little pony to produce back in my early 20s. It's called Competent Cashmere. If I can find any footage, I'll add it in. She was a show pony, 14 hands, spindly little thing. But such a little firecracker. A little bit too cheeky for her own good, really. But she was quite hard to sell, and I think I might have bought her when she was 4 and tried to sell her as a 5-year-old, and I just found that generally speaking, parents didn't want to buy their children 5-year-old ponies that have been produced by adults, and so it put me off a little bit. And even when looking for Sienna, I was half tempted to go down the pony route again, and did contact some people about ponies and things like that. But again, you want to buy them in as 3 and 4 year olds when they're kind of reasonably priced, but ideally you don't want to sell them until they're 6 or 7, and you can't be holding on to them for that long. But sometimes I think, would it have just been better to have, you know, owned horses that I could have, I guess, made some extra income off of? And still, every now and then I think, oh, should I have been doing that instead? You know, riding on little ponies can be quite good fun, and going to little shows and jumping small rounds. It does sound quite appealing. And like I say, generally speaking, I think ponies tend to be that little bit more hardy and a little less injury prone and so on, and less complicated. Not always, definitely not always, but generally speaking. So I was thinking about that, and yeah, just trying to think, what could I do differently? How could I change things and still do the things I love, but maybe make it financially better? Don't get me wrong, I love Sienna dearly, and I still truly believe she is a horse that would bring me a lot of fun and enjoyment and kind of excitement on the competition front if we can sort of just sort it out all out. But yeah, I definitely sometimes think, oh, maybe I should have gone down the ponies route. Who knows? But anyway, tell me about yours in the comments. I'm very interested to hear. It's going to be super windy, and I don't know if you can see, but I caught these deer the other day playing, and they're just they're at the bottom of the field. It's not the greatest visual. Can you see them playing? They're just running around chasing each other. It's so cute. I mean, I love that my two couldn't care less about it. Look at them having a wonderful time. They're definitely burning some energy this morning. Morning, guys. How are we all doing? It's Sunday. I'm meant to be meeting someone for a ride, and I was going to take Coop and Sienna with me, just because I quite like taking Sienna out with others. But I've not had a response yet. I've messaged a few times this morning and nothing. So I don't know if they're still asleep. I don't know. But I'm just going to get on and go, and if they meet me where I've said, then great. If they don't, I'm just hacking on my own. It would be nice to hack with someone. Makes hacking more enjoyable. I've got the day off today. I don't think I have got any work actually, which is great. So I'm just going to get, like I say, these guys ridden. Bit grouchy this morning, I won't lie, simply because, and I should have added this to my pros and cons of being a freelance rider the other day. I don't know why I didn't. Hate chasing for money. So money that I have rightly earned due to being a freelancer. I hate having to chase it. It doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. And at the moment, it's quite a bit of money, and I know they're not doing it on purpose, but I just think it's really rude, and it's really not nice to have to make somebody chase. Like, you know, for me to have to constantly message going, you know, is there any chance you could please pay me? When you've asked like several weeks ago, are you killing a brush down there? She's killing a brush. I'd rather you didn't though. Look at that. Thanks. Oh, she's a good dog. I just hate it. It's not nice having to ask for your money. Well, you squashed it. Yeah. And, you know, it's an expensive month I could do with that money. Anyway, it just always leaves a bit of a sour taste. So I always, you know, I've actually now asked twice, and both times they haven't even replied. And I just think it's so rude. Even if you're busy, even if for whatever reason you can't do it this weekend. I'm also quite lucky. I mean, I don't work for people that, you know, are living on the breadline, let's say that. So there's no reason why they can't pay. It's just really frustrating, and it just does really annoy me. A little scratch there. Anyway, I need to get on and go and hack. I'm sure I'll talk to you guys a bit later. But yes, left me a little bit grumpy this morning. And continuing the thoughts of, what the hell can I do in my life? That lovely big life decision. So we are doing some hill work today. I thought it'd be good to get those booties moving, guys. Good for fitness. Good for those hindquarters. Good for the core strength. Just in general doing hill work. I'm laughing because the person meant to be riding has just literally driven past me. I'm not sure they're going to catch up with the ride, but they might do. Told them which direction I'm going in, so they might make it. Anyway, I'm going to put the phone away because it's quite windy and concentrate on making sure Sienna goes nice and straight and not sort of veering off to the right every time. Yes, let's do some hill work, gang. So this is such a good hill out the back here because it's really long. It's not massively steep, but it just goes on for a really long time. So it's a little more jolly because, as you can see, there's some sheep in the field. They're obviously nowhere near as stressed as if it would have been cows. That would have been a whole different ball game. I was just going to say, she hasn't spotted what's in that field. She was so busy looking at the sheep, she didn't see that there were actually cows around. But I'm hoping they're far enough away that she's not going to get that worried. I mean, other than she's turned into a giraffe. I know, they are walking towards you, aren't they? How cruel. She's like, wow, sheep and cows. Just blows your brains, doesn't it? Oh, check you out. Someone's growing up. It's quite sensible of her, really, isn't it? I just thought I'd come on and end the vlog because I actually need to go and edit it and get it online. It's going to be this evening again. Our ride was 1 hour and 15 minutes. So not super long, but not super short. Lots of hills, which is always good. We had a few trots up the hills. Don't trot too much on the road, but I will do a little bit with them. Also just gets a little bit of energy off of Sienna, and she quite likes to trot. And I did meet up with my friend and we hacked back together. So we got half a ride in together. So that was good. All good on that front. So they're still out in the field. I've just been to the supermarket and bought some fresh bread. Is there anything better than fresh bread? Fresh bread and a few snacks ready for next week. And I'm just going to start doing staples really and sort out my diary and edit the vlog and all that kind of thing. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for all your comments on the previous videos. Very much gratefully received, and hopefully see you guys next week.